To move away from aid to investments to end poverty. Opening the conference, African Development Bank President said it's time to fast-track investments and get the continent to grow and prosper.
The forum is bringing together decision makers for a common need for investments and growth. Speakers say the platform will be used to close transactions and will be less about talk. Challenges such as the infrastructure deficit and the regulatory environment will be addressed. Speakers say the main message is to tell the world that Africa is open for business.
A platform for intermediation, a platform for de-risking, a platform for accelerating deals, closure, and with our leaders here to look and say, what are those policies, legal, regulatory things that will preclude deals from happening, and make sure that gets done.
Policy certainty is also critical to give investors confidence that their investments are safe. Gauteng Premier David Makhura says policymakers have to ensure policy clarity and the ease of doing business to attract investments.
Certainty, because in the African environment, for investors to put their money there's a lot of other things we've got to fix. So we also not here just about coming to talk. We also have to improve the ease of doing business, the regulatory environment. We have to fix public institutions. So we also here to put additional projects that we want investors to look at for Gauteng province, for South Africa. There's the South Africa project book, because certainly as the host, as South Africa, as the president did last week, a week and a half ago, we also want to attract investment into our economy.
Special focus will also be put on intra-Africa trade and investments. Speakers say Africa's future is also dependent on the integration of the continent and being able to do business with one another.
We must put intra-African investment at the center of what we are doing, because it's intra-African investment that we promote intra-African trade. It is intra-African trade that will drive the transformation of the continent. We can only gain dynamic comparative advantage. We can only gain dynamic comparative advantage if we trade more with ourselves. If we don't create the investments and the infrastructure that will make it possible for us to begin to produce the light manufacturers that China will soon stop producing, we will find ourselves looking for other countries to start exporting the same thing to us.
Speakers say it's time to change the negative perception of wars and poverty on the continent. They say the time is now to show the world that there are opportunities that can be exploited profitably and at low risk in Africa. Consensus today is that the private sector has a critical role to play if the continent is to close the infrastructure deficit constraining trade and investments. SABC News, Johannesburg.